Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
I managed to brief my laning phase win again my lead stage, so I'm sure Alfari can be.
W5D1 calling it. Looks like Alfari is hovering, and he will lock it in. He is a man of the like, completed items or which back first or second, where Kennen can really start to abuse this lane before Malphite starts bulking up.
Well, the thing is that honestly, in this type of matchup, Kennen... Oh, there's a gank. Oh, it's been after.
Thought. Slow going to come in. The follow-up there on the Storm. Wonder got good follow-up damage. Alfari now in trouble. The stun connects. Jankos will flash out just in time. First blood secured for G2.
Dirty damage. Continue W5D1.
You can get the Dragon to trade at all. If you're not intending to take the Herald, then please just stay bottom side before the game is lost, ideally. There's always a chance to get that big team fight win.
Okay, I then have one final question before we let you go, W5D1. Is it just your confidence then on the champions that Origen have selected here, that with the scaling potential of like a Senna, how their comp plays out?
Hold that thought, because apparently we're going to have a big game-defining play here. We'll see what the breakdown is after this, and that's going to be Perks on the backside, getting knocked low. The heal not nearly enough, and now Wonder comes in, but he might be too little too late. Just has to flash out to safety. Volibear alting away, and OG showing up just in time. W5D1, is that what you were waiting for?
Well, Perks had
Tahm Kench better. Maybe an unpopular opinion, Destiny doesn't play that many champions. He's a very...
OG keeping things pretty much dead even. Got a small gold lead, nothing too significant in exchange for G2's Dragon lead, but the Wombo comp here on the side of OG. Clear expectations set on the side of G2, though. They want to kick things off before the Wombo can come together. Kog'Maw layering down some damage there on the backside. Jackal now locked up, but he goes gold, and Yanko's going to be in trouble. Shockwave coming over the wall from Nukeduck is nice, but now Wonder's on the way, and he has no flash, and still... Gonna lock up, find one kill back in exchange. Perks, though, now the one in trouble. Oh, this is the nightmare of every AD carry. He doesn't have a support. He's just gonna get walked down by the Malphite. Oh, and the emote BM to follow up. I love it.
Hannah would get his revenge in team fights. Speaking of revenge, here's Upset and Xerxes. Seeing if they can lock down Wonder. No flash on Kennen.
Look at his revenge in a side lane as well. Notice that Upset is just staying very far back. Does not want to get caught out in the ultimate here. Still, Wonder's gonna leap forward. He's got good damage. He clears the entire creep wave. If he's got a little bit more, not enough. Healing up there with the piercing darkness from Upset means he will walk away. So 2 of range, so you go from poking from a short range to poking from a ludicrously long range by level 16. So on mid, he had Mickey on Tahm Kench to kind of bail him out. And you look at the Ashe and you look at the Kog'Maw, and both of these champions would frickin' love to have a Tahm Kench in this game, but because harder for Perks and Caps specifically.
Can't necessarily remember. I'd have to go back to the draft to see who was picked first, Nautilus or Kench. I have a feeling that Nautilus was picked first.
He was. Going through there, pulling back though. Now moving from Wonder, though, he's been exhausted. He's going to be able to stun a few members, but now he's isolated, does not have the Zanyas. The pullback is clean from Nukeduck, and Alfari's now on a rampage. Caps has been comfortable in this game. Perks gets to farm on a side lane, but in the meantime, OG are just routing G2 in fight after fight. 29k to 31.6.
Oh, Perks, is he going to get out?
Oh, that's the ward. The denial on the recall. Oh, here comes Alfari. Shamrock, no 4-leaf clover for Perks today. That is just plain unlucky.
You saw the fear in his eyes immediately. He pushed.
Look at Nukeduck's flash, but I don't think too consequential. We'll allow them to break mid lane tower, but OG, and specifically, it's like, hey, Malphite's fine with this lane, because as someone who looks at that range advantage, I assume that Kennen's just going to smash, but we're seeing here now in the mid game, Malphite is absolutely taking over, and Jankos is, well, he's invested in some property here in the OG jungle, but oof, rough neighborhood, not where he wanted to be.
Those are not the returns that he was looking for on that property. Yeah, it's not great. Perks still without flash, so needs to be careful. No.
Mickey is going to get caught out and taken down here. Upset on...
I will give credit that, yes, Nukeduck has had team fight with a nice shockwave, and then I'm all aboard the year of the duck.
It's just... Okay, we're not going that far. Calm down. One game is 2 items on Senna. Alfari, a good ultimate, can wipe most of G2. Obviously building full tank stats, but still Malphite base damage is quite high. Perk's going to be the one in trouble, but still Alfari not willing to pull the trigger here, setting his sights on the tier 1 tower instead. That opens up more space for OG to play with, however.
Get eventually to a point where they can open up different win conditions for them. You know, at what cost does it pay to go slow? Yeah, their composition feels really good and scales decently. Wow, that ward was right there. I don't know if they exactly had eyes on Caps, because the control ward that he just teleported onto tells me no. But if they did have eyes that Caps was using his back,
well, Caps
maybe
is in trouble now. Cataclysm comes out. Caps is going to just get shredded here. Shut down now for Upset. Nothing he could do there. Holds onto the flash here. Comes out from Perks to get a bit more vision of the area. But as Alfari wanders his way into the mid lane, it's very clear that there is nothing that G2 can do to stop this one. And OG...
that G2's composition has is that it's very unsafe for Perks to go anywhere to try to extend it at the same point. So you're pressuring multiple points on the map.
But also, AP Kog'Maw just obliterates waves even with the power Baron buff. But Perks Might be first on the list here. Upset going to chase forward. Glacial will make that a little bit easier as Perks zooms. Tom Kench, of course, slowing himself means it's that much easier to connect any kind of damage. But Wonder is essentially tickling Alfari. Just now has the Void Staff, would have to fully commit if he really wants to take anything away from that Malphite health bar, but it is just not worth it. So Xerxes is going to ferry in a wave in the mid lane. Now looking at that mid lane inhib tower. Alfari will break an inhib in the bottom side, and OG are very much set to close here. Commanding performance from them in the mid game after what was a pretty slow early game.
Yeah, G2's affairs right now, and Kennen and Kama just won't do damage to Alfari at this point. And now he's trying to set up, finding a potential R here. Caps is in big trouble.
Yes, he most certainly is.
He has flash.
Big ult. The sidestep is there. Caps, good patience, doesn't give it up.
But also, Alfari didn't pressure it at all.
No, and similarly, Upset is just stepping so far forward because he has no reason to be afraid. Wonder has to commit a flash to get on top of him, so he can just play this one out nice and slow, use that Glacial to keep people at an arm's length, and just keep waiting for Rapid Fire Cannon to be back up so he can poke. Of course, while they're grouped up, while they're fighting in the base like this, they are at the whim of Caps and this poke damage coming down. Eyes on Alfari, that ult can be massive, as can the Orion. And Nukeduck waiting over the wall. He is going to catch Wonder. The follow from Alfari is clean. The exhaust comes down. They have to make it out, and they manage to take down the cannon before he can ult. He died with flash available, and that most certainly should be the fight, but the damage from Caps is disgusting. Upset now in trouble. Caps shredding through. OG pushing into the base. They know it's about PvE. They do not want to fight the members of G2. Caps is doing far too much damage, but OG still winning the day for now.
Upset has teleport. He's actually just going to go back, heal, teleport back in. I think Origen are going to continue to try to suffocate G2 out here.
Caps is going to burn through his mana pool very quickly if he keeps trying to use the Bio-Arcane Barrage. Cost, of course, goes up the more and more. Balances out the low cooldown. Has to be careful here. Has to wait. Has to bide his time. Needs to clear these waves, but Upset continuing to step forward. Banshee's now procced for Nukeduck. Ult not available for Perks. Yankos has his. Maybe they can try to get something kicked off, but Alfari simply too tanky. Caps taking a lot of damage. Finally uses the flash, but Alfari, he's got that ult back up. Thank you, Cloud Soul. But now Nukeduck caught behind enemy lines. The Kog'Maw passive value being maximized, but it just does not matter. The rest of OG are now descending. They need to buy space for Perks, but no, OG will not take the fight. They will take the game. They will take the Nexus, and they will take down G2 Esports in style.
Big hugs there from Upset and Jacktroll on the very end. But of course, this man close.